Hey, what's up, kids? It's Kevin from Trade Basics here, giving you another couple of quick tips on how we do our taping. If you notice, we got a flat wall here. We're just going to do the two seams. I like to use mesh tape on the seams, only because it's a step saver for you. Again, available at any home improvement store. What we like to do is load up that joint, a lot of mud, kind of blend it down in all directions, so if there's any gaps it kind of squeezes in there. Want to make sure that that gets filled so you have a solid wall when you're done. Okay, so first coat, just use my 6-inch knife, and we're putting it on so that it's going to fill that recess on the end of the sheet. Come back, heavy pressure on the top side here. The knife will bend for you if you have a good blade. Okay, and leave that slight ridge in the center. I don't know if you can see that, but remember, always clean off your knife. If you look inside my pan here too, pan's pretty clean inside there. You want to make sure you're always working with a wet edge because you don't want this all to dry on your outside here. So I'm constantly cleaning my knife and the trough. Alright, so I'm squeezing this pretty much in all directions, making sure there's plenty of mud on there. Okay, so we can fill that recess top to bottom. Okay, next step is to just finish with a nice long stroke as long as you can, with light pressure, and it's okay to leave that slight ridge in the center if you can see that. Look forward to the next step. Alright, we can show you how we fill our nail holes. One quick easy step. Put a lot of butter on there on the side of the knife. Keeps it narrow. And then you want to scrape all that off in the opposite direction. Okay, so it's a 180 up and down. Just so that you're filling the holes in both directions. Keeps it nice and thin also, so that on your next coat, which will be 3 coats process, you can get a little bit wider with each one. Okay, that's very important to keep that outside edge wider for your next step. But again, filling the holes in both directions. If you did it in one direction the whole time, you'd notice there's an air bubble. Hey, what's up YouTube? Kevin from Trade Basics. Figured this might be a good time for us to show you how we load our drywall corners for the first coat of tape. Being we had some moisture-proof drywall, it shows nicely how well the mud thins out on the edges out on the outside. Let me get my tools going here. And the quick tip we'd like to show you today would just be that inside the trough, we want to just load the outside corner of the knife. You can do this a couple different ways, but always keeping a clean edge is going to help you in the long run from getting those dried particles on the outside and stopping you from a nice smooth coat. So here we go. We're going to load the outside of the 6-inch knife. Just keep doing that as we come down the wall. What you want to do is start out on a 45-degree angle, and as you pull down, just flatten the tool out, and that's going to spread the mud much more evenly for you. That's the second quick tip for today. I know it's a little bit difficult to pick up if I'm moving a little bit fast, but somebody's paying me for today, right? Okay, so a final long stroke like that is going to flatten everything out for you, and then you can start loading the other side. Okay, so the longer the stroke you use, the better it's going to look in the long run. It's not going to be so choppy and broken up as if you did a bunch of short strokes like this, you'll see the tool marks in the mud. So what I recommend is a nice long stroke to finish it off. And putting lots of mud on at this point. You can always take the compound off, but you want to make sure you have enough on so that it doesn't create any air bubbles below the tape. Alright, just going to press that in there, bring it up to the elevation, press it in on both sides. I don't know if you can see the way I'm doing that. I just kind of use the top of my knuckles and my fingers to push it into the corner. And then basically it's just a squeegee to pull it off. You want to put heavy pressure on that outside to thin out that outside edge. So when you go back over it for your second coat, the knife is going to cover it by a couple inches on the outside. I'm pretty sure you can see that as well. Alright, so I do one side at a time. Some guys might tell you to do both sides as you work your way down the wall. It really depends on your situation. But also you'll see me pulling the extra mud and wiping it off in the trough as I go, making sure that my knife is clean every time I come back in to squeegee down. I'll get rid of that mud in the trough. Alright. Thanks for watching. That's your quick tip for today.